Hey y'all, welcome back. It is Monday, June 8th, and we are on Floss tube 44. I keep switching it back and forth because I thought it was June 1st, but that was last week, and I have my planner open to last week so we can go over what I did last week and what the plans are for this week. I'm Amy. Welcome to my crazy. This is my crazy and random of cross stitch. So, it's super hot. Because, you know, when you've been quarantined into a house for like 2.5 months, you kind of sort of forget that you live in a desert. And then it gets to be 100 and something degrees outside. And then you have to run to the post office because you're dropping off your gidget boxes and you're super giddy about it. And you open the door and your insides shrivel because it's hot. So, trying to cool off. I'm going to try to make this one short and sweet, because I've got a Stitchy date just before dinner time. We have it all worked out. All right, let's see. So on Monday, I worked on Mother of Dragon, which is another one of my biggins. That's where I worked. It was right over here. Trying to complete. Okay, for all of you who do full coverage, who have this thing called Pattern Keeper, do we even have pages anymore? I mean, I know it's an option to like show the page breaks, but I don't show the page breaks because then it confuses me between the 10 grid line versus the page break line. So I just remove all the page break lines. So I don't even know what page or pages this is. And I started writing in my Stitchy journal, like what day I started the new page, what day did I finish that page, and that all just went out the window thanks to Pattern Keeper. Because I don't think I do pages anymore. I just stitch as far as my Q-snap will let me go. Those are my boundaries. And sometimes I'm stitching on like 4 pages at once when that happens. I don't know why Samsung is trying to, don't touch nothing, because then it'll stop recording, man. Don't touch nothing. Okay. I keep getting these flash sales about Samsung having sales. Like, not once have I ever ordered anything Samsung through my phone. Nor have I ever had those messages. Not the point. Moving on. Technology. Speaking of technology. Technology meltdown. This one I do have a cover photo for. It's this one right here. Because that's me. I am the little short dragon who gets very angry with technology. You can ask my post guy even knows that when I walk in the door, there's about a sticker about to get jammed. Something's about to go wrong. So with this one this week, we had to stitch on certain colors. I think we went over that last week. And I fit in, like there's the purple strip that goes there. I fit in some of the green color that I had to do. There was like a shell pink color that's in here somewhere. So purple, pink, green, blue. I think I filled in more of this section right here because there was a blue that had to be done. So little progress, little bits at a time. I am super excited that the little beads on his tail are starting to come through though. Yeah, it did. For those of you who just asked if it took me a minute to realize that that's what it was. Yep, sure did. If you hear hooting and hollering, I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. It's my kids. They're downstairs. They're playing a video game with Dad before dinner. Because we're trying to not play video games after dinner. Okay, and then Haunted Mansion was my focus for the rest of the week. This is one that I had to start over. Just kind of one of the prompts. What project are you working on that you kind of wish is done or want to get done? And this one's it. But tons of progress. I made it all the way down to the bottom. And the entire bottom is done. Except I think I have like another pumpkin or something that needs to go over here, and then a little more thing of vines. But main focus was all down here. And I got it, oh wait, there. I got all that done. Let me just tell you, my Stitchy bug, she went and fell asleep on me. Because I made a comment that I would like to just keep going with my 1,000 stitches a day. And I got in 11:38 on Monday. and 304 on Tuesday. 406 on Wednesday. Had a great day on Thursday. That came out to 1577. That was fantastic. Then 653 on Friday, 327 on Saturday, and 386 on Sunday. That's okay. And on Saturday, I gave myself a little bit of a break because we were gone like all day. We went to my daughter's best friend's house. They had a little birthday party, just a few people together, and they had a pool party, and it was fantastic. It was nice for them to be able to see their friends again for a little bit and just hang out. So I didn't stitch until after we got home and we mellowed out after all that stuff. So not a lot of, I'm a little wee bit disappointed, but life stuff will explain that at the end. So my total stitching for the week was 4,791. Not bad. Definitely not bad. I understand there are a lot of people who can't even get that in like a month. Totally get it. But when I was doing those type of stitch counts for Mania, it kind of proved to me that you can do this. We can squeeze out maybe another finish or two before the end of the year. So we'll see. My plans for this week, and I'm kind of vamping my plans and changing them as I go, because I'm not sure how this is going to, see what's going to happen is I'm going to tell you what my plans are for this week, and then the week is going to go by, and the next week I'm going to forget what the plan was or mentally not want to do that plan. Does that make sense to anyone else but me? So for sure, I don't have it anymore because I totally just sent it off to my winner. I was going to show you the picture of Be Mine. I can't. It's gone. I have to sit down and print out all my cover photos. I'm going to have the hubby help me with that. I'm not going to show you Be Mine because I literally just put it on my Q-snap. I almost said hoop. Wrong. My Q-snap. And I got like a row or two in before mailing off all my boxes because I try to write handwritten notes. I try to personalize things. And so I took all morning to go through and write out all my letters to everybody. And so I got like a row or two stitched in. But I'm using it for 2 prompts this week, so I should get roughly about 500 stitches in it for progress. The next one is going to be Magnificent Wizard. I'm so glad so many of you are enjoying watching the progress on this one, because this one is my oldest whip. And I am ready for this one to be done as well. I went with the other one is I'm ready for it to be done because kind of just seems like the year for Tiny Modernists. Seems like a good year for me to wrap up all the Tiny Modernists from 2018. But this is another one that I would like to get off my list. So I'm using this one for 2 prompts as well. So that will get some work done this week. And then, so 2 prompts for Be Mine, 2 prompts for Magnificent Wizard. I plan on getting both prompts for Be Mine done today, both prompts for Magnificent Wizard today or tomorrow, depending on, you know, how the rest of the night goes. And then I think what my new game plan is, again, I'm putting out the words I think, so don't hold it in stone, but I think I'm just going to keep going back to this one until it's done. I know it might make for boring updates, but if I keep doing that, that puts me 5 days a week working on this one, which means hopefully, not too distant future, this will be another finish. And then I can choose another one of my non-full coverages and do the same thing, which honestly, it'll probably be Magnificent Wizard because I'm ready for that one to be done. I'm sure my son is too, because I keep joking that it'll be ready by the time his kids graduate college, and he's not quite accepting that answer. So I think that's what I'm going to do. It just kind of popped in my head last night when I was putting that one away, because I was like, wow, when am I going to work on it again? I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to do my focus prompts that I need to do and get those done at the beginning of the week. And then I have the rest of the week to do one focus project and just keep focusing on that until it's completely done, ready to be framed, out of the way. Now, if I magically somehow get through all of these full coverage or non-full coverage ones, I'll start tapping into my full coverage and try to get pages complete. That's kind of, I think I'm going to go back to my game plan of the full coverage fanatics and just finishing one park at a time. Now with the parks, I do have 7 finished, and I have one almost complete with Be Mine. When I get the 500 stitches in for Be Mine, I'll have another park completed. So I don't think that's too bad. I mean, could be better, but not bad. There's 25 parks in total. 20? 25. I'm not sure. It's math. I don't math, remember? I didn't count them. So that's where I'm at right now, Stitchy wise. I got in a piece of haul, but it's here. Can you see that? It's a lamp. So Dina showed this lamp on one of her videos, and it's super bright. And it's super cool because it's adjustable. Can you see me getting brighter and darker? I like that feature. My husband put a board on my desk. I have like 2 little panels, and there was just like empty space below it, or in between, I should say. So my husband drilled a shelf in there so I could clamp it so it goes right over me. And that also gives me a spot to clamp my other thing that I use for my phone for Stitch With Me videos. So we may have finally figured out how to get a setup to where I can do another Stitch With Me video, because I would like to get back into those again, and I'm ever so grateful that some of you have requested that I do my Stitch With Me videos again, because they were fun. I have no idea what I was talking about or what I talked about in any of them, but my rambling seems to be a thing that people enjoy listening to when they're, and I hope you guys are stitching with me. So yeah, my buddy gave me a place to go to find like tags and things, because, you know, sometimes starting out a Stitch With Me can be a little intimidating, because the thought going through your head is, well, what am I going to talk about today? What am I going to talk about today? What do I talk about? I don't really know. I don't have a start. Life hasn't exactly been super exciting. I've been staying home and stitching. Like, my kids ask me, what are your plans today? Stitching. What are your plans today? Stitching. That's what my life consists of right now. So, stitching and reading. I've gotten my reading bug back, though. I finished Once Upon a Dream, which is part of the Twisted Tales series that Annie from Joy-Filled Stitcher recommended. I finished the first one, which was about Aladdin. The Once Upon a Dream was about Aurora, and now I'm reading As Old as Time, which is Beauty and the Beast. I also finished, that's this week, Mistress of All Evil, which is the 4th. Why can I not math? What was the first book? First book was Snow White. The second one was that Beast, and then Ursula? And now we're reading, yeah, I think Mistress of Evil is the 4th book in the Disney Villain series that we're doing for Magical Stitches in Literature. I finished that one in 6 days. I have not been able to read like that since I was like in high school, which is weird. So, also weird, I happen to be reading Mistress of All Evil, which is, you know, Sleeping Beauty's story, Maleficent. And I happen to be reading Once Upon a Dream, also about Maleficent. More about Maleficent's side of the story versus Aurora's side of the story. But it took me a minute because I would alternate. Because I had to return one back to the library in X amount of days, and I needed to finish the other one, you know, before the end of the month for credit. But I ended up finishing both of them in this, like, practically in the same amount of time. So, they were good. A little confused. I don't suggest reading them together at the same time, because that got a little confusing. I'm also very easily confused. So there's that. Anywho, so I started Old as Time. I keep wanting to say Tale as Old as Time, but that's wrong. As Old as Time. I started that today. I've been trying to get into the habit of reading an hour a day, and so like actually using my eyeballs to read the book, not just audio, but reading a book for an hour. And I usually start my morning off with that and my cup of coffee, and then at night the kids go to bed, and I know that I don't have to listen for things to make sure everyone's doing all right. I put my headphones in and I listen to the 4th book of Game of Thrones. So I'm now on Fire and Ice with that one. And pause for 1 second. Don't go anywhere. Talk amongst yourselves. Where did my... Okay, just checking. I had to make sure my bookmark was still in there because that bookmark is a very special note. This week, technically not this week, it was last week. Buddy of mine, she watches my videos, she knows who she is. We're talking about this book. And I really wanted to rent this book. But I have like 3 different ways to rent books. I have an audio library, I have a library, and I have Amazon Kindle. and Amazon Prime and Amazon, wait, hold on. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. There's like a Kindle edition, and then there's like, what is it called? A Prime edition or something like that. I get both. Let's just put it to you that way. I get both. So I have like 4 different ways that I can do books. For some reason, I could not find this book anywhere in order to borrow it. And I was a little disappointed about it. We'll hold that there for just a moment. And here is the author. The 100-year-old man who climbed out the window and disappeared. That doesn't catch you. I don't know what else will. But my buddy and I were talking about it, and she was like, it is one of the most amazing, funniest stories you'll ever read in your entire life, and you'll read it again and again. And so, again, totally being bummed about not being able to find this freaking book to borrow it. Not that I don't believe her suggestion. We have very similar taste. I totally believe that had I bought the book, I would not have been disappointed. But I wanted to read the book. And I wanted to know if this book would be appropriate for my kids, like at their reading levels, could we read it together as a family, that sort of thing. And then I would have purchased it knowing I could hand it off and one of my other kids would read it too. And then I got this package in the mail. And Jason looks at me and he goes, "What'd you order?" And I went, "Well, you know everything I ordered." Because, we went and bought some stuff. And I go, "You know exactly what I ordered." So he's shaking it and he's like, "Well, there's nothing rattling in it, so I don't know what it is." So my son brings it over to me. And I shake it, and I'm like, I have no idea what that is. And I kind of flopped the package, and I could feel the book bend. And I went, it's a book. Keep in mind, when you do the Amazon Unlimited, I think it is, you can pre-order books that are Kindle books. So I should not be receiving the hard copy because I never choose the hard copy. And I panicked because I thought maybe I was half asleep or I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and I thought I accidentally ordered the hard copy. And just to give you a little bit of a backstory, before everything shut down, I was on a huge hunt for these Michael Connelly books for the Bosch series. So we would go to the Goodwills and the Savers and all the other places to try to find these books, and I have about, not kidding, probably about 30 or 40 books that I bought just before quarantine. Pretty much got to the point where my husband was like, if you don't start reading these books, like if I don't see you actually reading these books, you're not allowed to buy anymore. So when I got this book, I panicked. I opened up the package, I saw the cover, and I screamed out, "This a-hole got me." And I grabbed my chest, and it was really funny. My husband's like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, I told him her name, and I said, "We were talking about this book, and she must really want me to have it because she freaking ordered it for me and sent it to me and gave me a panic attack." And it was amazing. Those type of panic attacks are welcome. So I'm super excited. So, because I have, I'm really weird. I read 3 books a day. I don't know how that mentally makes sense because I'm super confusing. But somehow with my brain, that's how I've always been. So this will be my coffee reading. I'll read this in the morning with my coffee and enjoy every single freaking moment of it. And then at night, when my kids go to bed, I put the earbuds in, I will listen to Fire and Ice. But when I lay down to go to bed, I will read As Old as Time. I don't know why that works for me. It just does. I don't know why. Like I said, my reading bug has kicked in. My Stitchy bug is coming back because we had a little kerfuffle last week with family drama. Everyone's fine. Everyone's healthy, just drama. And so I think that's kind of what hit my bump in the road last week. You have anxiety and depression, and those things tend to talk to you, especially when type things start to happen in your life, even though you're not the one causing the drama. It's the people around you that have started and caused it. Sometimes it just takes that one person to really throw you a bump you were not expecting when you were driving down the road. But it's all right. I've worked my way mentally through it and accepted it, and it just is what it is. And we'll just see what happens. Everyone's fine though. Everything's okay. It's all good. Just still kind of sucks. So I'm looking around. I do expect to have a bit of haul coming in throughout the next week or 2 or 6 because I've ordered stuff from all over the place. Because the hubby was like, hey, you remember those certain things that you wanted? Go ahead and order them. So I think he kind of knew I was having a rough week, and he was having a rough week too because he was not okay with what was going on either. So anyways, yeah. But, I mean, depression and anxiety suck by itself. I don't need any help in that department. That's the reason why I come here, to hang out with my peeps who get me and understand me. And, you know, I had a message the other day, and it was on one of my older videos. And, I mean, not like an older video, but probably about, I want to say roughly about this time last year when my mom had first gotten sick. No, it was probably the beginning of last year. Somewhere in there. It doesn't matter. It was when my daughter was having, you know, issues finding out that she also had depression and anxiety, and we were trying to help her work through that. And my mother had gotten really sick and did a triple bypass surgery, and my other daughter was having issues, and like all these things were just like compiling and all happening at once. And never once in the 6 years of being on YouTube have I ever felt like I was in a crowd of people that would judge me for sharing the fact that I have depression, for sharing the fact that I have anxiety, for explaining to people that, yes, I do have PTSD when it comes to driving. It's not an easy subject to talk about, and it's a touchy subject for a lot of people who have it and who don't. It's hard for people who have it to understand why people who don't have it can't understand why we do, and vice versa. My husband, no depression, no anxiety. He's had moments, but he can explain his moments, whereas sometimes I can't. So I think, I mean, I'm really grateful for the partner that I have in life because I can try to explain it the best way I can to him, and he will try his best in his own way to understand where I'm coming from. But it wasn't always like this. I mean, this has been 14 years of a relationship. This has been 14 years of hard work and dedication that we've put into each other. This wasn't something that just happened overnight. And so I'm in a much better place today with my depression and my anxiety because I have someone who I can bounce my random, I don't even know why I'm thinking this, but here it is, because I just need someone to hear it type of thing. But it's an ugly, ugly thing. And, you know, I've talked about it in the past and how there's a stigma behind it. And, you know, I feel just as loud about that as I do about what's happening in our world today. Some of you may not like the fact that I'm not talking about what's happening in the world. Some of you may appreciate the fact that I'm not talking about what's going on in the world. I know where I stand. I'm a firm believer in standing up for what you believe in, even if I don't agree with it. Even if I do agree with it. And if I agree with you, trust me, I'm with you 110%. Even if I don't agree with you, that's not going to make or break us. I want to understand where you're coming from, to try my best to see it from your perspective. I've always been that way. I've never been just like, oh, nope, this is it. This is the only way you can do it. I've always been, okay, well, there's 50 other brains here. How do you think this should go? What do you think would work? How do you think this should go? What would be your solution? What do you think is the problem? I've always been that type of person who's been very, very, like, inquisitive about what everybody else is thinking or doing. But this is my one spot. This is my one spot where I am safe with my people who are choosing to watch me and choosing to hang out with me. And I've tried my best to get to know all of you, like on a personal level. Like if you leave me a comment, you're going to get me, all of me, commenting right back to you. Sometimes it's snarky. Sometimes I'm a smart aleck. Sometimes I'm just being funny. Sometimes I don't know what to say. Like I've had some comments that are like, oh, lovely. And like, that's all they wrote. And I'm like, gee, thanks. But I don't mean it like in a jerky mood. I'm like, hey, gee, thanks. Thanks, I'm glad you liked it. That's where I'm coming from. But I know that sometimes things get read and then it's like, dude, rude much? I love the fact that I get to talk to people. I love the fact that I get to hang out with you guys on a regular basis. And I'm trying to get back into my routine of what I was trying to start with the Monday Floss Tubes, Wednesday, you know, Stitch with Me's, Fridays, who knows what I'm into. I might be touching the sewing machine. I might be doing some resin. I might be making scissor fobs. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but Fun Friday is just going to be whatever it is the heck I'm into. That's just what it's going to be. I would like to get back into that routine because I miss the camaraderie that I have here, and we've built up so much. Like 1,500 people, and not all of you are watching. I get it. But my number says that at one point in time, 1,540 people have chosen to hit that subscribe button for me. To say, hey, you know what? I like you. I want to hang out with you. I may not watch all your videos. I may not go back to the beginning. Some of your videos are a little out there. Not interested in what you're doing. Cool. You still took a moment to subscribe. You still took a moment to hit the thumbs up. You still took a moment to watch, even if you don't watch to the end. All of that is so gratefully appreciated and helps in ways that I can't, like words, like thank you and gratitude are not enough. They're just not enough because you guys have always given me a platform that allows me to feel safe and for you guys to give me feedback and go, hey, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for letting me know that if I'm just having a crap day, it doesn't make me a crap parent. Thank you for letting me know that just because I didn't clean my bathroom today doesn't mean my world is going to fall apart. It doesn't make me a crappy mom. Just because I didn't do A, B, and C doesn't mean that I'm just this horrible, horrible person because I couldn't function today. You guys have given me the opportunity to share that with you, and a lot of you have humbled me in sharing your stories with me. Personal stories, relationship stories, all of that means so much to me personally because it reminds me, as I'm reminding you, we're not alone. We're in this together. We're in this together. Literally everything that's happening in this world right now, in the world, not just here in our little section of the world, but everywhere right now, we've all got to be together in every aspect of everything that's going on. I don't do political, I don't do religion here. It's too much up for debate. Doesn't mean I'm hiding from it, doesn't mean I'm ashamed of what I believe in. This is my safe spot. If anybody wants to know where my stance is, you know how to contact me. I'm not the type of person who's shying away because I'm afraid of what other people's opinions are or that I might lose friends or things like that, because I have enough faith that the people who are watching me right now, y'all are my friends, y'all are my people. Y'all know where I'm coming from. So even though I might say something you may not agree with, we can still talk it out. We're both grown adults here. So I'm not worried about judgment. I'm not worried about people, being jerks. And I might come across one or two, but in the grand scheme of things, one or two really isn't that much. And I'm grateful, and I'm, again, so incredibly humbled that I've never had to deal with that side of the world. I did in other aspects of my channel, and it's kind of the reason why I walked away from those different journeys that I had taken. I still love them, I still enjoy doing them, but I probably will never record for them again. And it was because I wasn't given a safe platform. Cross-stitchers are amazing. And the few that I have that are still with me today that are not cross-stitchers, that are my mixed media people, I'll just throw a name out there, Aunt Beck. I love that woman. I love that woman to pieces. And she's one of the women who followed me, since day one. And she's phenomenal. And she does mixed media, and she does live videos, and I absolutely love her. If you ever want to check out, and she does everything. ATCs, mixed media, also Aunt Becs Creations. I'll try to remember to link her down below. Not that she needs my help. She's so phenomenal on her own. But yeah, you guys have given me an actual safe spot to be like, hey, this is where you can let the rest of the world just kind of shut down for a minute and just talk about you. So talking about my anxiety, talking about my depression, talking about how, no, my house is not picture perfect clean, but my kids are happy and my kids are healthy and they use this table to make a mess. And it's fine. It's fine. I don't need to be a 1950s mom wearing the pinup dress and being cute and being petite. This girl's never going to be petite. Like, that's not happening. And the whole doing the hair and makeup thing every day? Mm-mm. And I don't cook. So I'm already epically failing the Stepford Wives thing. Like, that's just how it is. But again, all that to say, you guys have given me a safe spot. And I'm hoping in return, I've given you a safe spot. I'm not coming from a place of judgment. I'm the last person to judge anybody. Anybody. Like, I just don't do that. I don't think I have the right to do that, so I just don't. I do my best not to. So I'm hoping that also you guys feel safe to have conversations with me or with each other through the comments. I've been so blessed that I'm surrounded by beautiful people who can have comments with each other and with me, and it's all civil. We may not always agree, but it's still civil. And so I give you guys kudos and a huge gratitude full of thanks, because you guys do that. That has nothing to do with me. That's you guys. So on that note, just double checking. I don't think I've got anything else. I'm going to bid you all adieu. Stay random. Don't kiss your projects. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.